Okay guys, in this video we're going to do a couple of things like dividing our files as well as adding a button to let the user add chat box. So what I'm talking about is dividing this section, inside section, and this inside section in the separate file. So for instance, this code over here and this code over here. We will put all this code in separate files so we can easily able to manage them while we were doing it through the database. So let's get it started. The first thing that I will have to do in our layouts, I wanted to create the new file, and I will call it chatlist.blade.php. Similarly, there is another file that we will create, and this time it will be message list.blade.php. Okay, what we have to do is to get this code in here, and now we can include, using the blade templating, include the folder name because it's inside the folder of layouts dot chat list. That's the file we wanna include, and we will gonna do the same thing with this section. Cut this, paste it in the message list, save it, come back here again, copy this to save the time, paste here, and this time it is message.list. Everything is fine. I noticed that there is a empty space here, must be the column 4 and 6. Well, yes, so let's make it 8 because the total is 12, so we have to fill all of them. Yes, pretty much cool. Now it's looking better. And now what we need is the button over here, or you can place anywhere, but I would like to place it here, a button called new chat or something. So let's do that. For the time, let me close this file and this file. We do not need that file at the moment. Our navigation is inside the app.blade.php, and it is right here. So we only want to show the chat button for the login user. So if the guest, only show the login and registration. If the logged in user, then we will show another list item. Let me just copy this, and we do not need a drop down. It will be a simple button, and for button we will say the type will be button, class will again btn primary, and navbar button, and that would be all. And if you guys know that Bootstrap also have a symbolic tags, like for the chat we need a plus sign, so I was gonna say class. It was, yeah, you see, there is the thing. it was like plus. That's what I needed. And after that, let me close this pen, and then let me write new chat. If I save, go back here, refresh. Okay, it's a nice and awesome button we have here. And for the plus button, it's look little thin, so I'm gonna say font with bold, so it will look little bold. And I wanted to toggle, actually I wanted to open the pop-up when we click on this button, so it will be using a jQuery. We will create a new chat using a jQuery, and it will be awesome. You will learn a lot of things in that. In order to do that, let's use data toggle. It's another Bootstrap thing model we will use, and data target. In data target, we define what element do we wanna toggle. So we will gonna create my model in a moment, and this would be the ID of that element. And data toggle, the behavior would be model, a pop-up. So that's what it will gonna do. And if I scroll down at the very bottom, and I wanted to create the model. So for the model, if you go to the Google, we can get the Bootstrap model, and here's the code. You can simply get it from any of the website. I will place it right over here. Save it, refresh. You see? Great, right? Close, and everything is working. The point that you need to note here is ID is my model, the same ID which I used over here. You see, if I change it, it will not gonna work until I change here as well. So for the model, we would have to use a couple of things in it. Like, the first thing is to change this, create new chat, and inside the model body we do not need this text. We will create a form, so we can provide a list of users so the person can select. In that, we will gonna provide the ID of this form, because we will gonna use this form using Ajax jQuery create form. That would be our ID. Now, field set, as you know, this is how Bootstrap works. Class, form group, label, and we will say select user. And then in here we will use select, and we will provide the ID of this select as create, what should it be, like data. Class would be again the Bootstrap class, form control, and it would be multiple as well, because in our chat system, that we will gonna allow user to create the group chat as well. So it will be more than one user, or maybe a single user. And now we will say option, and it will be a random name. Value would be 1 as always. 2, I'm gonna say and so on and so on. And you can go ahead and add as many as you want. Right now it's just you know, for the showing purpose. So I'm adding these, and after that we are done with the form. In the footer we would have like close button as well as one button with the name create, with the value create, and the type would be button obviously, and it would be default, not default, sorry, primary. And we do not need this because it's used to, close the modal. So it would be id. And now for id we want to say create simple. So we can use this id in the jQuery to trigger the Ajax. So that's the pretty much thing. Let's see how our form model is looking. If I click over here, well, it seems to be looking okay. If I close, yeah. Now there's another thing I wanted to do. This is not looking good, right? It's not at all looking good. So we are going to use a third-party plugin, feature you can say, which allow us to handle our select HTML control in a very awesome way. So for this, we are going to use Bootstrap select. It's an awesome Bootstrap plugin that allow you to deal with the select items. You see, this is what I need. It's a complete documentation over here. You can follow along and do whatever you want, like the way you like it. First of all, we would have to attach it with our project, and for this, as you know, it's a JavaScript, so we have to include their JavaScript and CSS. In the most case you do the same. So in our app.blade.php, at the very top we would have to right here we would have to include their CSS. I've already got the link of their CDN, so you can use that as well, and the same for the JavaScript in here. Well, for JavaScript I think would be better if you download it and put it in your server, so you can minify and do the other stuff as well. I've already downloaded it, so if I go to the directory, uh, resource, not resources, sorry, public JS, and here it is. I have to copy it, chat, public JS, paste it. Need to copy the name. That's all. Now in order to use that for your select item, all you have to do is to use this class. Look very strange and weird, but I guess this is how it works. If I save it and move to here, which is my select, for the class, let me remove form control because we do not want to show that at the select picker. And if I come back, refresh, it seems like that it is gone, and we have jQuery is not defined. So okay, I will have to place after this because this will initiate the jQuery as well, as far as I know. Yep. So you see it's looking good, though the checks are missing. We will deal with that later. Not a very important thing. That's pretty much thing for this video. We'll come in the next video and do the other things as well. So take care for now. Bye bye.